Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing The Last of Us. This is Season 1, Episode 6, titled Kin. Before we get into it, I want to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like and comment. Also, check out the Patreon page where you can watch the full uncut versions, watch the whole episode with us. All you need to do is just sync it up to your own copy of the episodes. And then, well, it also has the added bonus of supporting the channel and making all of this possible for us. We really, really appreciate all of our patrons, and we would love for you to join us over there. But okay, Last of Us. Now we're past the halfway point. There are 9 episodes in total. This is episode 6. Last time it was the Sam and Henry episode, I guess you could call it. We got some action. We got a lot of heartbreak. It was tough to watch, and apparently also tough for us to keep the video up here on the channel. It was gone for a couple of days because of a stupid copyright claim block thing, but that's always an issue. I never know how to avoid them 100% completely, but I'm working on it at least. And what do we expect is gonna happen in this one? I guess, like, based on the game, we do have a clue. We have a feeling, and also
the title is
Kin family. So we know they are heading towards Tommy, or they're looking for Tommy. So are they going to find him in this episode? It's very, very likely, and then we'll see what's gonna happen after that. I also just noticed that today, apparently, you represent color, and I am just here representing darkness. I'm almost blending into my chair over here. So, yeah, great choice of clothes. Okie dokie. Unless you have anything, I think we should just jump into it. Nope.
No, same for you. We have a kid.
Yes. So there might be a break here or there where we have to go and, make sure that he's all right. He is with his grandma right now, so it should be good. But just this is mostly for the patrons. If you're watching the full length and there's like some weird cuts or something, then that's the reason why. But let's jump into it then. This is The Last of Us, Season 1, Episode 6, Kin. Here we go. Bless you.
Thank you.
What did I do? Give me the gun.
Do we need this recap? Kind of.
Gut-wrenching. Ugh.
Shooketh. Oh.
3
3
months.
Wow. Okay.
And those are the Rockies. So we are getting close to Wyoming, right?
It is now winter. Winter has come. That doesn't look like Joel.
No.
And the gun.
Oh, shit.
Who the hell are you? Why did you shoot him?
The gun's all the way over there. He didn't hurt me, by the way.
Yeah, I got eyes.
Can I come down?
No. Ellie.
Oh, what?
What did I just say?
Joel, come on, there's like 1,000.
Who's this little psycho?
Who's this little psycho?
Exactly where? And your answer better be the same as your wife's.
You telling the truth?
Yeah?
You telling me the truth?
Yeah?
I like those two.
Came here before you were born, Sonny. Get the hell away from everybody.
I didn't want to.
She likes people, I think.
What about the fireflies?
We get those in the summer.
Not the bugs, the people.
There are firefly people?
Aw.
You got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah,
Don't.
go east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never go past the river here.
We see the bodies they leave behind. Some infected, some not. If your brother's west of the river, he's gone.
Unless he's the one putting the bodies there, right?
You're not gonna scare us.
Scared him.
She's very observant.
Put that back.
I don't know anything. Never heard of the fireflies.
Did you just...
She snapped one of the
Bunnies,
What's going on?
hares, rabbits?
Just the cold air. All of a sudden.
Sort of a panic attack or something?
We do know that he might be suffering from PTSD.
Mm.
Wow.
Beautiful scenery.
Can I have some?
No.
What? Just to warm up? Come on. Yep. So gross.
I was about to say, she's done that before.
Mm.
You can do anything you want. Where are you going? What are you doing?
An old farmhouse, some land. I would raise sheep. They're quiet. Do what they're told.
Yeah, okay.
And what about you? Where are you gonna go?
The moon?
It'll work, right? The vaccine.
It's a little late to start wondering.
I tried with Sam. I rubbed some of my blood into his bite. I know, it was stupid, but I wanted to save him.
Of course.
Can't blame her for trying.
No, not at all.
Want to take first watch or second?
I'll do both. Get some sleep. Dream of sheep ranches on the moon.
It's gonna be hard since there are no grass.
Just going to the moon at this point in time. Quite impossible as well. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Still mumbling in your sleep. You were passed out, so I took second watch.
You gotta wake me up if that happens. I'm responsible for you, okay?
Then don't fall asleep.
Wake me up next time.
Yes, sir.
She's not going to.
No.
Even though he is responsible for her, he also needs to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least there's a bridge.
Yeah, but that also makes it dangerous, right? Because that's the only way that you could cross.
Yeah. If anyone is waiting or if anything is there, then yeah.
That would be the place. And it looks like tracks, right? So somebody has been over
Possibly, yeah.
recently.
I'm learning how to whistle.
You don't know how to whistle?
Does it sound like I know how to whistle?
No.
Seriously though, how the fuck do you do that?
Talent.
Whatever.
Practice.
Why do they call it dressing? It's like, you should call it undressing. It is, it's like undressing from the inside.
True. Did you know it was called dressing?
No.
Nope, me neither.
I don't know much about hunting.
Damn.
Nah.
Ah.
Hey Joel, what if this is the river of death?
Oh, hello. Shit. Whoa. Yeah, you're fucked. You're surrounded.
Last chance for a bullet. If you're infected, he will smell it and he will rip you up.
That is pretty smart. Like, trying to figure out if people are infected with using a dog. Because we saw that at the beginning of the series. When that dog at the neighbor's house noticed the old lady.
It knew, yeah.
Yeah, it knew right away. But even though she's immune, is it still...
Well...
Aww. Good boy. Wow. Those are some walls.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart. Signaling with small sacks and stuff.
Red means we found someone.
Red means trouble. Whoa! A lot of people.
Yeah.
And it looks like the Wild West.
Whole freaking community.
Oh, well, I don't know how the Wild West looked, but...
It has that vibe to it, sure. There he is. There he is. Oh.
fuck you doing here? I came here to save you.
Well,
From what? From who?
seems like he's doing pretty all right.
Yeah.
Been a while since we've had a proper meal.
Actually, I don't think I've ever had a proper meal. This is fucking amazing.
Sorry. Ellie, let's mind our manners.
What?
What's wrong with you?
What about her manners?
She was just curious.
Would it be nice to have a moment here, maybe just for family?
Well, Maria is family, actually.
Oh shit. Congrats. Joel, say congrats.
Let's mind our manners here.
You draw power from a dam.
Got that working a couple years ago.
Wow.
After that, sewage, plumbing, water heaters, lights.
This place actually fucking works.
And sheep.
And sheep. Yeah.
The sheep.
All shared. Collective ownership.
That's
So,
awesome.
Communism.
Nah, it ain't like that.
It is that, literally.
It is that, literally. And it works.
Joel.
You'll be fine.
Shall we?
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave him.
No.
Been a long time.
They have a freaking bar.
So how's Tess?
She's fine.
Really?
All right.
Good then.
Joel,
And the kid?
you can be honest. It's your brother.
We murdered people. And I don't judge you for it. We survived the only way we knew how. But there were other ways. We just weren't any good at them.
If you knew the shit that I've been through, Tommy, trying to find you these last few months.
I'm gonna be a father. Maria's a few months along now.
Okay, yeah, I get that then.
Can't risk it.
Nope.
I feel like I'd be a good dad.
Guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out. That's all you got?
What else am I supposed to say?
Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Just because life stopped for you doesn't mean it has to stop for me.
Go grab some supplies and be out of your hair in the morning.
It's not Sarah, man. Kevin? Sarah?
Who's Kevin?
Maybe. Yeah, someone Maria lost.
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah.
It's super fucking purple.
Eggplant. It fits.
Eggplant?
I was an assistant district attorney out of Omaha, Nebraska.
All right.
I always liked doing hair, though. Maybe it was a mom thing.
Yeah.
You were looking at the little memorial Tommy made?
I'm sorry about your kids.
It's okay. And kid, just Kevin.
Okay.
Sarah was Joel's daughter.
And
Oh, this is the first time.
Yeah. She did not know that.
Tommy was following Joel, the way you are now.
Well, maybe I'm smarter than Tommy. No offense.
You are definitely smart.
And sassy as all hell.
Grab your super fucking eggplant coat.
Where are we going?
The movies.
What?
Ellie, Garfield, I'm moving into the other room.
Nice. Just get new shoes.
Usually just.
Well,
Well-
if they can give Ellie a bunch of new clothes, then
True, but he's.
he just brought him boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy, I saw her get bit myself. That was months ago. Months. She's immune.
Oh shit.
And Tommy probably still deep down wants to save the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's that's dangerous. Oh damn.
You think I can still handle things, but lately there are these moments where the fear comes up out of nowhere and
Panic attack.
my heart
Mm.
feels like it stopped. And I have dreams.
What kind of dreams?
I can't remember.
Probably not the good kind.
I just know that when I wake up, I've lost something. I'm failing in my sleep. It's all I do. It's all I've ever done. It's failure. Again and again.
Damn, what a fucking scene this is.
Well, here's your chance. to bring your kid into a better world. You're younger than me. You're still strong. You said it yourself. You'll come back. You have to take her.
It's dangerous still.
I think what you're asking your brother to do, Joel.
I'll take her out at dawn.
Yeah. Chance to save the world. At least make the world a better place. Wow, fuck, man. The acting in that scene. Pedro, dude.
We just came back to tell you how much we enjoyed it.
I had the best time.
And she already knows something's up.
Mm-hmm.
She's way too smart.
Yeah. Well, she was a district attorney, or assistant district attorney, right?
Yeah, still.
He knows the area better than I do.
Do you give a shit about me or not?
Of course I do.
Then what are you so afraid of? I'm not her, you know. Maria told me about Sarah, and
No.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me. Everybody fucking except for you! So don't tell me that I'd be safe with somebody else, because the truth is, I would just be more scared.
You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad. We're going our separate ways.
Oof. That scene was pretty much exactly like in the game. And just as... Yeah. I can't even imagine the pain he's gone through.
Me neither. And I hope I never get to.
No, fuck no.
You deserve a choice. I still think you'd be better off with Tommy.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Just like that.
There's a place for you here. Both of you. Counting on it.
Yeah, come back.
Can I borrow that? Yeah. Because Maria took mine, you know.
No.
Adios, big brother.
Short visit, but at least he knows his brother's all right.
Hmm.
He's got a life there.
Yeah, good life it seems.
Mm.
Oh, jeez.
What are we practicing? Yeah, okay.
You squeeze the trigger like you love it.
Mm.
Gentle, nice, and slow.
You gonna shoot this thing or get it pregnant? It isn't gonna work. It doesn't aim right. You dick.
Got it. Asshole.
Back then, there were basically two main ways of looking at things. Some people wanted to own everything, and some people didn't want anyone to own anything at all.
Oh, that's
A bit, yeah.
The contractor. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we were cool.
Did she just squeeze her face into his back like,
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, really getting close.
But if you make it to 10 yards, then you're back to first down?
Yep.
And now he's teaching her about American football.
seems like it?
Mm.
I don't know what Tommy was so afraid of.
Don't jinx it.
Still time to find out. Contractor.
Oh, that's a
city.
Yeah, big one.
Beautiful
Bad
building, though.
Feeling about this?
Yeah, shit, me too. It's way too empty here. This feels wrong.
I think it was just as much about partying and finding themselves as anything else. Figuring out what they wanted to do with their lives.
What they wanted to do with their lives.
Yeah.
Well, you're singing for me later. I'm gonna save the fucking world, man. That's the least you can do for me.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I'll sing you a song.
Are those monkeys?
Must be from the old labs.
Look at them go.
First time seeing a monkey?
First time seeing a monkey.
No guards.
Oh, that's not good though.
Yeah.
Gun?
Yeah.
Boy.
There are definitely doctors here.
Vials and stuff?
Packing
Tubes
list.
and like
Something you make before moving.
tips.
They just
Okay.
left.
If they went somewhere. Oh, shit. Okay. Someone or something is here. Could just be more monkeys.
Yep.
Monkey!
At least it ain't clickers.
Yeah, no fireflies either. Maybe all that research they turned into fucking monkeys.
All the pins lead there. Maybe getting ahead of the weather. Better facilities. I don't know.
Okay, there are people. And I'm not sure it's the fireflies. Some of them still hanging around.
No, that look.
Oh, fuck. Raiders. Alright, guys. Go. Oh, fuck! Choke him out. Whoa.
Just break his neck.
Do that.
Damn.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That was in deep. And they don't have guns. Otherwise, they would have shot at them by now. Go. Oh, fuck.
Joe, no, shit! Joel?
I need to put some pressure on that wound.
I don't know where the fuck I'm going. What the fuck I'm gonna do. Joel.
I was just standing there.
Okay. So that happened. Wow. A lot actually happened here in this one. They made it all the way to Wyoming. We had a time jump, 3 months. And then they met this couple at first. Sort of told them to not go west. They still did it. Made it past the river of death. And all of a sudden they are in Jackson, this community who's surviving and they're thriving. Tommy is there. He's with Maria now. We got to know her a little bit, and we also got to know that she is pregnant. 2 months. That was it, right?
I didn't get.
I think it was 2 months pregnant.
Yeah, she didn't look a lot. Like, she didn't look
very pregnant. No. The way we're going to do it today is we're going to start with the non-spoilery stuff, just talking about the episodes and not comparing it to the games, not talking about anything game related. And then after that, we're probably going to go into full-on spoilers because I have a few things I definitely want to get into, and we'll let you know when it happens, and there's going to be a spoiler thing on the screen and all. But again, like, great episode, and we had some really great scenes, I think, especially between Joel and Tommy that were quite emotional, and of course really well acted, and we got to see Joel be really vulnerable in this episode. We of course knew beforehand that the death of his daughter was still there, like that's never gonna leave him.
No.
And we knew some things about what he's been like, what he has done in the past. Stuff that Ellie knew as well, all the things he's gone through, and none of it was easy for him. But we haven't seen too many like cracks in the facade when it comes to Joel until this episode, where all of a sudden, like these panic attacks, and then he started talking about like he's always having these dreams or maybe even nightmares where like he doesn't necessarily remember exactly what he's dreaming, but he just knows that like when he wakes up he feels like he's lost something, which he has. But what do you think made him change his mind when he decided that no, I'm actually gonna take Ellie. I'm not just gonna leave it up to my brother. I'm the one who has to finish this.
I think it was when he spoke with her the evening before.
Yeah.
She did say, well, she explained herself that, well, she lost two. If not by dying, then they left her.
Yeah.
And even though she might be in safer hands with Tommy, she would be that more afraid. Whereas as she has become attached to him.
Yeah.
At this point, and we've seen it slowly unfolding
in
front of our eyes, like the bonding and everything.
Yeah.
I think that perhaps made him think like, well, if Ellie's gonna be afraid, perhaps he was better off doing like helping or taking her, because if you're afraid, you can't. Yeah. I don't know. It's and I am too tired to figure out my thoughts, it seems.
Fair enough. I think, yeah, it's a mix of that, and then we also saw him like really thinking about Sarah, and saw someone who maybe could have been her if she had survived here in Jackson. And I think that's also a part of it, is like it's a second chance kind of a thing, because what he was saying to Tommy was that all he's been doing since it broke out was failing. Like he failed to protect Sarah, his daughter. He failed to do the right thing when it came to surviving afterwards, and he has a lot of guilt with what he has had to do, even though it was things that they had to do. And Tommy doesn't necessarily blame him. He's just like, but there were other ways. We weren't good at them, but that's what I'm doing now. And Tommy really has a future there. And I think, so it's all of that. It's like the fact that, okay, maybe I need to atone for everything that has happened, and I need to not fail this time. And I can't just pawn it off on Tommy and be like, no, you take care of this. Even though Tommy was willing to do it because he wants to save the world, that is still in him. I just think that Joel also was now Tommy has a chance to actually have a life.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was one of the things too, that well, he can have a child now and hopefully not fail her.
Yeah.
Fail the child.
Yeah.
And perhaps, as he said right before they parted ways the first time, he said, just because you lost everything doesn't mean that I have to. And it perhaps has stirred something in him that, well, Tommy has this chance of great life, but it should be up to Ellie if she wants to feel safer around someone who's more young and more capable.
Knows the area better, probably a better shot as well.
Yeah, even though he is a good shot, we saw.
Oh yeah, Joel really is. Yeah, he's good with a rifle, that's for sure.
Or if she wants to go with Joel, who's older and slower and not as deaf and not as capable. So
but more familiar, and they have a bond.
Yeah, and I also think that's also why because he's constantly been trying to keep Ellie from learning how to protect herself.
Yeah.
And I think it's perhaps just like perhaps it's a father thing. The whole, well, you shouldn't have to protect yourself. And I think that's also what he kind of alluded to when he spoke with Tommy, that, well, she had to kill someone because he was too deaf, like he didn't notice. Like the way that you feel like you have to protect a child from all dangers because they're just kids, right? Sometimes you have to let go, and I think that's also what we've been seeing. Like he's slowly trying to let go of that instinct to protect her, because well, we also know that she is capable of protecting herself in some way, but he can teach her how to become better at it.
Yeah.
And he needs to do that because, well, that's perhaps not necessarily how he failed Sarah, but that's felt that he failed protecting Sarah.
And it was all on him.
But now he actually has a chance to help Ellie learn how to protect herself, so it's not gonna be all on him.
Yeah.
Even though it's hard.
Yeah. And he fell off the horse there in the end, and we saw her being like, don't leave me. I don't know what to fucking do here. I don't know where to go. Like, I need you. So of course she needs him to survive, but he is teaching her how to also be capable on her own, and then they can protect each other. And we can only hope that she's going to be able to do something for him now and protect him now. But all in all, we really saw like a shift in this episode, both when it came to Joel and coming face to face with family again, and then also sort of coming face to face with your past again, and the decisions you made, and then how you can move forward. There was also an element in this episode that was about like the differences, like change again, but like the differences between how the world was and what it is now. And yeah, in the old world, Ellie, as a 14-year-old kid, shouldn't have to learn how to survive in that way and kill people. Like that she shouldn't have to, but that's not the world that they live in any longer. And I think that's also a realization that, you know, it's something that Joel had to face as well. Is that yeah, this is different, and also Ellie is not Sarah.
Yeah.
And that's what she straight up said to him, like, I'm not her. And we have seen throughout the season how Ellie definitely is different compared to Sarah.
Very.
We saw it all the way back in the first episode when Joel, and many other people have mentioned this, but when Joel, before everything went to shit, or just around when everything went to shit, when he had to kill the neighbor, the old lady, Sarah got like really sad about it, and it was like, oh my God, you killed her, and started crying. Whereas jump forward 20 years later and he's killing a person in front of Ellie was kind of smiling and almost getting off on it, like she was sort of interested in it, and like the violence intrigues her, and she wants a gun, she wants to do these things. Like, she's a totally different person, and he needs to treat her as a different person as well. Yeah, because she is definitely not Sarah. So I thought, yeah.
But it's also kind of funny the way, as you said, like the way the world was versus the way it is now, right? Where she looked at the diary from clearly a teenage girl or pre-teenage girl, and she was like, "Is that the only thing you had to be concerned about back then, boys, and how to clothe yourself, like how to dress?
Yeah,
was that it?" And I think that's also one of the most intriguing things about stuff like post-apocalyptic things, or
those sorts of types of
survival
stories,
stuff, because we live in such a privileged world right now, where we have all our bases covered, so we only have the last tip of the iceberg, like the tip of the triangle, Maslow's triangle of needs. I think it might, like, that's how you translate it directly from Danish, at least. But where you have like the bottom is like the basic things, is like food and
shelter
and
stuff like that. And then you get higher up in the triangle, and then on the top you have like self-realization. And that's where we are. That's all we have to worry about.
Yeah, but
for some people it is.
In a post-apocalyptic world, you have all that stripped away, and it's all about like the basic needs again. Like, it's all about survival. It's all about having something to eat, having a nice dry place to sleep, stuff like that. Whereas it's all the way back to that. And I think a lot of people, when we kind of when we log into that self-realization thing, some of us might want to wish that it was as simple as just basic survival, because self-realization can be very tough on people.
It's more complicated. It is not as straightforward. Not saying that's like surviving like that is easy.
But it's so a lot of people kind of wish to go back to a state like so. There are a lot of themes in pop culture where it's like going back to your roots or going back out in the wilderness to kind of.
Yeah, like the couple we met at the beginning, they said they moved out there before all of this started. Like they got away from that life and that society even before everything started, and that's how they then probably survived, because there were no people around. And now with the way that the world is here, you don't go where people used to be, because then there's infected or raiders, as we saw here.
Yeah. Seems like raiders, at least.
Yeah. Definitely not fireflies. I don't think so.
No.
Seem quite hostile.
Yeah, and it seems like the fireflies, they went to Salt Lake City. I can't remember where they go in the games, but they at least now they're going to Salt Lake City, because it seems like everywhere was like it was pointing.
They were all converging. It seems like City, yeah. So lucky for Joel and Ellie that they left, those maps and whatnot, so they have a trail to follow. But it's not gonna be easy, because again, Joel got fucking stabbed with that was a part of the bat or something.
Was it?
I think it was.
It looked like a knife, like a.
But then when he pulled it out, it wasn't a blade. I think it was just because there was something that it broke off of the bat when the guy was trying to hit them.
It just looked like a hilt.
Yeah, it was the hilt from the bat, I think. Anywho, if it was a knife or a piece of the bat, it's still right. Same result. He got stabbed and he fell off the horse because he was losing a lot of blood. So that is what they have to deal with now before they can even think of going to Salt Lake City. Is Joel needs to get better. Ellie needs to get him somewhere. How she's going to do that? Yikes. At least they have a horse.
Yeah.
So she can pull him somewhere, or we'll see what happens in the next episode with that. But I think now, if it's all right with you, we're going to jump a little bit into some spoiler territory here and compare some things to the games and talk about what's to come, most likely. So again, spoiler warning. If you don't want to know any of this, then just skip ahead, probably to the very end of the video, to the Danish word of the week. But all right, things happen a little bit differently here than in the game, but still sort of the same outcomes. I think it happened the way it happened in the game with them going to Jackson. That was pretty much the same. They didn't meet that couple on the way. At least that wasn't part of the game. But the events that then happened in Jackson, it was just wasn't as complicated as some of the things. Like some more stuff happened, at least. I don't know if you can remember.
No, I don't.
When Ellie, for example, found out that Joel was not going to take her any further and it was going to be Tommy instead, she actually ran away. She took a horse and just fucked off. And they had to go out and find her and save her. And I thought maybe they were going to do that, but I get why they skipped it and why they just had Joel give her the choice instead, and he came to that realization on his own. We still got some scenes that were very, very, very reminiscent of what we had in the game, and especially the conversation between Joel and Ellie when she talked about, like, I'm not her, I'm not Sarah. And he was like, don't say another word. And I think, what he says in the game is like, you're a mighty thin ice here or something. So that was pretty much the same. And then I guess like jumping way ahead to something that's in The Last of Us Part 2, when they were eating and sitting there in the big hall, which looks like something that we also saw in The Last of Us 2 when we see a bit more of Jackson and all, and with the lights, look very much like it. We saw a person who was like looking at Ellie, and Ellie reacted. It was a young woman, a young girl. Could it be?
Could be Dina.
Dinah? How did they pronounce her name in the game? I don't remember, but Dinah. The person who Ellie actually, hooks up with later on. Mm-hmm. So that was just interesting. If that was just a little tease and something for us who know, like the people who knows what's coming, to be like, oh wait, is that?
And also the whole talk about if you could be anything or do anything you wanted after we cured the world, what would you do? And he said, like, I want to live on a ranch with some sheep, and if we
just off the grid, and that's it. Yeah.
And if we then think about where Ellie ends up in Last of Us Part 2,
that's exactly. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah, and I think it's sheep as well.
I don't remember, but it is Joel's range, right? That she then Joel and Tommy, right?
No, I think it's just a ranch they find or end up in like later on, after everything happens. But yeah, that was interesting, at least with just a kind of a tease there, or just of what to come. But they then leave Jackson pretty much immediately after. That was kind of like what it was in the game. We got to meet Maria. She was pretty much just like she was in the game. Got to learn about, like, she lost a kid as well. I don't remember if that's in the game or not. But I was then surprised to see that, okay, we were going to jump ahead to them going to the university, like right after. And then as soon as we got to that point, I knew that they were most likely going to end the episode on Joel getting injured. It does not happen in the same way. It's the same sort of injury, but it happens way differently in the game. Okay. Because he's fighting some of those raiders inside the building, and then he falls on like a metal pipe sticking out of the ground, and falls on it. That's a serious fucking injury. But it was the same thing here, where like he just got stabbed instead. And I get why they're doing it like that, because sometimes in video games you can get away with some more serious injuries and some violence, and like characters can walk away from it afterwards, or it like, because like falling on a metal pipe like that and then like basically being stuck to the ground with a metal pipe through you, it's very difficult to make that believable, I think, and especially in live action, like if it had happened like that. But anywho, still same outcome here, injured, and now we get to the part of the story where Ellie has to take care of him, and that's going to be interesting. And I think this is also when they're going to incorporate the Left Behind DLC, the whole thing with Riley. So when we get to the next episode, it's gonna be her on her own, and we're gonna maybe be doing like they did in that DLC, like cutting back and forth between her trying to find medical supplies for Joel in a mall, and then also seeing the past where Ellie and Riley are
hooking up in a mall.
Yeah, exploring the mall together, and then getting bit. But we'll get to that, I'm sure, then in the next episode. Is there anything like more spoiler stuff that you want to get into? Something?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
No, fair enough.
Not spoilery, at least.
Not spoilery, at least. All right. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the spoiler stuff. Is there anything else you want to mention about the episode, or anything else?
Just funny little things about when they talked about the previous world. Talked about American football, talked about like communism, and how I thought it was kind of funny the way they talked about the like extreme like the extreme political divide in America, with people wanting to own everything and the other people not wanting people to own anything
at all. Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of funny, just a description of it, even though it's very much
it's very black and white and
in a silly way,
not as nuanced as what's really going on, but
it's also like the way they handle it makes it seem so void almost. How this is like, it's so meaningless in the end when it comes to outbreaks like this, where it's like capitalism can't stop outbreaks from happening in that way. Or please understand what I mean here. It's like it's all void when we get to a post-apocalyptic world, right? Because like, yes, sure, things have its value, but yeah,
it doesn't seem like that important when you look at the state of the world that they're in.
It's about survival and not necessarily as getting as much money as possible.
Yeah,
like money's not money any longer. It's like resources.
Yeah, and that's why they have the community, like the way that's why it operates the way that it does, and it's more like, well, communism, because they don't need money in that way. They don't need that type of infrastructure. They definitely don't need capitalism in any way.
It's about community, right? And it's like what's best for the community. And if you don't want to be a part of the community, you can leave.
Yes, because in here we share everything.
Yeah,
it's like all about that.
Share the workload. We share everything.
Yeah, there's no like leaders. There's a council, but everybody has like their jobs. Everybody's they have a voice and they have responsibilities, and they all they lift each other up together. And yes, it definitely seems it's working for them inside of that community. It does, of course. I think that was what Joel was saying, that it works because it's a small community. I would say it can also work on larger scale, but then it gets way more complicated.
Yeah, in a way, because I think they have done experiments actually where they have communities and where it's fine, like anarchism is fine, but as soon as you get one person into that community that is not an anarchist in the same way the others are, or they don't follow the same rules, suddenly that person is like, then it breaks the whole thing, because you have to be have this sense of community, like you have to work for what's not necessarily best for you and in your interests, but like in the best interest of everyone else.
Yes. Can't really be selfish in that way. No.
But the major themes in this episode is definitely kin, and
also the name of the episode.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm
getting
what I'm getting at here. Like it's all about family and kinship, and that's also kind of what we saw, right? That suddenly, even though Ellie is not his daughter, she's still kin to him in a way, or at least becoming kin to him now.
Yeah.
We also saw his real kin. We saw Tommy. Tommy is also getting his own kin. So like all of it is just going back to that. Yeah, revolving around kin
and family, and how important that is. How you protect each other. What's the best way to do that? I really enjoyed a lot of the scenes that we got in here, and again, especially some of the conversation between Joel and Tommy. That was really, really well done. Can't wait to dive into the next episode. But before we wrap it up here, do have a Danish word of the day, and I think we're actually gonna do kind of like 2 words here. First one is the complicated one, kin, which is also the title. So kin, it can be translated to either
slægtning
or
pårørende.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, because slægtning is direct, like biological.
Yeah, that's your kin.
Yeah.
It's your slægtning. Like,
And pårørende, because kin can also be used to people who are very close to you.
Yeah.
And that's pårørende, so that's basically people who are very close to you.
Yeah, like for example, if something happens to you and the authorities are like, should we alert your next of kin? And then in that case, it would be translated to pårørende. So you can see now here, kin, and then slægtning / pårørende, and there's like an A and an O, two weird letters, and
even an Ø.
Yes, there's even an Ø. Yeah. You get all three, A, Ø, O. So try to pronounce that if you can. Again, A, the weird A with the splice with the E, that's pronounced A, and then we have the O with the line through it, that's Ø, and then we have the A with the circle above, and that's O. There you go. That was the complicated one, and then a little easy one here as well. Family, that just straight up translates to
Familie.
Yeah, and you can see it here on the screen. It's basically the same. Family, familie. So that's way easier.
Sounds probably a little bit more like or a little bit more reminiscent of the Italian word familia.
Perhaps, yeah. But it is still like they're very close.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely easy to see where it's coming from.
Yeah. So easier to pronounce than
pårørende.
The other two. Yeah, slægtning and pårørende. So yeah, hope you got something out of that. But I think then that's gonna do it for this reaction and review of The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 6, Kin. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we will see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.